Hi, I'm Amy Wilson, and this is my vlog assignment for the article Weaving Technology into Your Teaching. For the 422 4 part, the first quote I have was I believe that the computer presence will enable us to so modify the learning environment outside of the classrooms that much, if not all, the knowledge schools presently try to teach will be learned without organized instruction. I used part of that quote, but the author says, no more organized instruction. I guess I need to find a new job. And I found that interesting because it's sort of an early view of how technology would be used in the classroom. And in my opinion, teachers shouldn't be aids to the technology. Technology should be aids to the teachers. So the next one is, you see, the only way to get programs to use with my computer was to write them myself. And the author later says, by late fall, with lots of assistance, I'd written a grading program that was averaging my students' grades on the computer. And I thought this was really interesting because it shows how technology has grown in just the last few years. And I'm really thankful that there's software available to help me with teaching. I know there's a lot of teachers that use Excel documents to keep up with grades for their students, and lots of other software available to teachers, and I'm really thankful and think that it's a blessing that I'll walk into my first job with all of these technologies. The third one is, maybe the machines could teach students the states and capitals, but I couldn't imagine these devices ever taking my place as a discussion leader, classroom manager, personal coach, motivator, or lecturer. I agree with this statement because I think our place as teachers can never be replaced by machines or technology. We're more than just these wells of knowledge that get to dump it on our students. We serve as the nurse, the counselor, the parents sometimes, and I mean the list goes on. But it's hard to find one technology that could replace us and still create successful students. My last quote is, much software is designed to be used by students independent of the teacher. The author gave this explanation as a reason to why teachers don't use a lot of the technology that they're given in their classroom, and I had never connected these two to each other. In previous years, technology required students to be interactive with the teacher, and as she explained with the chalkboard, it can't go on by itself like software can or computers can. It requires the teacher to come up and write with the chalk and have the student come up. And a lot of technology is not like that. A student can just sit in front of the computer. So I think that technology in the future should be more interactive between student and teacher, kind of like the smart board. That kind of bridges the gap for a lot of things. As far as the two questions that I have related to the reading, in the article on page 3, it talks about the 2001 poll, and it was just a poll of, do you think that our public school system is a failure? It was in the 80s and 90s. If this poll were to happen today, do you think the numbers would change? I would hope so. The second would be that the article talks about the chalkboard and how it was first introduced to the class. So think back to the technology used in your early years of school. I can think of the overhead, the chalkboard, the TV. So my question would be, do you think that the technology today is making teachers obsolete, or is it serving the same role that those technologies served in the 90s? And if you think about it, a lot of those technologies have been cycled through and replaced by today's. Lastly, my two examples are on page 4. They talked about how video and radio are taking teachers' jobs, and the Ford quote said that students learn more with videos and interesting things like that. And in high school, I just really didn't like that we would watch videos and fill out worksheets for them. I felt like I was missing the point of the video because I was so concerned with the worksheet. So just that I don't think that students necessarily learn more with that technology. My last example is that my mom is one of the teachers who's had to make the transition from older technology to new technology, and she's been teaching around 25 years. She said in college she had a class to learn about how to make small slides to go in some sort of machine that I've never even heard of instead of having an overhead projector. So now she has iPads and iPods in her classroom and a smart board. And I think she does a good job of using them as her aid and not just sitting her students in front of a screen. So she uses interactive methods, and I think that makes her job irreplaceable, and that's our goal as teachers in today's age. So that's it. Thank you.